Hey guys, how you doing today? I Stuff usually comes up for me to share with you guys, and something has come up today, but I'm doing something slightly different with regard to trying to create video because I want to make sure that I get my thoughts clearer. I know that I'm aware that some of my videos are not always clear, and they do tend to vary from one subject or jump from one subject to another, in a sense. And it's really for me about getting more clarity in my own thought processes with what I want to say and how I want to say it and the message that I want to get across. So today I've been doing a little bit of not so much scripting, but writing out what my thoughts are, trying to sort of get them into sort of order. And I've also become aware as well that that can lead to its own complications with regard to my own personal problems with that. One of the problems that I have is kind of organizing my thoughts, because I get so many thoughts come into my head, and there are so many different subjects that could come out of it. It can be very difficult to kind of place those thoughts onto an actual piece of paper or onto my iPad, so to speak, because I use Evernote rather a lot now. I used to use pen and paper, but I always use that now because I tend to make a lot of mistakes and my writing's not super good. So it's a much more handy medium for me to use than and also I can type faster than I can write, which is a good thing. So that's what I'm sort of branching into now on this kind of like 30-day cusp, is trying to kind of structure things a little bit more, but also I'm going to try and keep the spontaneity up of the videos, because that was one of the things that I was having an issue with before, was spontaneity. I was literally getting to a point where I was thinking, what am I going to say on a video? And I couldn't bring myself to do a video spontaneously because I just didn't. I thought I need to have a script. I need to have a script, and I don't need to have a script, and neither do you, really, to be honest. So I don't need to have a script, but I'm trying to figure out a way that's going to make this more, that's going to give me more of a clear state of mind, so to speak. Because I do find it quite difficult sometimes to place my thoughts in my head, and then to remember what I want to say on a subject. It might not always come out in the way that I want it to. I've also found that for me personally, a lot of my memory is based on emotion, on a feeling. So I have to feel something strongly. Sorry for moving the video there. I have to feel something strongly for me to be able to recite it, and it's almost like a kind of invisible process. I'm more than thinking about it. It's more like it becomes like an internal inward feeling process from the heart center, which is really interesting. I find that kind of really interesting because when I'm doing a video, it's almost like a kind of silent download, but the words don't come into my head. They just, it's like the words naturally come out as a result of the feeling, which is really, that's so interesting to kind of, for me to kind of observe that in a sense in myself. But I've noticed this more and more recently, when I'm doing sort of videos and stuff, and it's almost like, in some respects, I feel like I'm sort of ahead in a sense emotionally, and it almost feels like I'm not quite present. I'm not quite in the moment, if you see what I'm saying. So it's really, that's kind of interesting too. I hadn't kind of thought of it like that before. And so I guess maybe I could ask you a question with regard to that. I mean, how do you guys find? How do you guys? Say, I've lost my thread now. It would be an interesting question if I could remember what it was. So, how do you guys find anybody, right? Anybody that has like this? It's kind of like a flow, isn't it? I mean, maybe if you're new, maybe if you're a seasoned veteran at doing video, how do you find that this process takes place when you're doing like an inspirational or an inspired video from somewhere? What do you observe in your own process? What do you observe happening inside of you when you're doing video? What happens to you in that flow state? How does that process work for you? I've described how it kind of works for me in a sense. So I'd be interested to find out from each one of you how that process really works for you. So take it easy, guys. That's my video for today. I hope to come back with some more content, and also I'm working obviously on the scripting side of things. So not scripting, but if you know what I mean, I'm writing things down, bullet pointing things, and so on and so forth. And that should, I mean, I'm not hoping, I'm planning for that to take a more natural course so I can bullet point things and get my thoughts clearer. So take it easy, guys. I'll speak to you very soon, and that's it.